formed, then we can start giving the Uttaravasti. Why we have to give? The Ayurveda is very much scientific. Maybe we are trying those chemical markers, etc., to establish the efficacy of Uttaravasti to our counterparts, but we don't need such establishment, I believe. We have to blindly adopt the procedure suggested in the Shastra. So here they have explained why we have to give Uttaravasti during the Artavakala. Srinam Artavakala ito pratikarma tadachare garbhasana sukam sneham tadate apavruta. Apavruthe yaha. The endometrium is apavruta, or the garbhasana is apavruta. Garbhasana is the garbhashaya. So during this time it is apavruta. Apavruta also very clearly explained by Chakrapani, Ayurveda Deepika commentator of Charaka Samhita. Apavruteti apagata sanchita rajo rupa avarana. So what is the result of menstruation, or what is the physiology here? So every month rajas is formed in the Artavaha Srotas by the actions of the Vata and the supplying of the Rasa Rakta Dhatu to the that particular Srotas through the Bijake Sira. So this Sanchit Huva Raj, the entire month Rajas is Sanchitore. So this Sanchita Rajas is getting divided during the Artavakala. What they mean to say is the after shedding of the functional layer of the endometrium, we have Uttaravasti. Why? Because the Uttaravasti will act directly on the basal layer of the endometrium there, allowing the stem cells that are present in the basal layer for the regeneration of the functional layer of the endometrium. Whichever desire you have, the treatment desire accordingly, it will allow the growth of the functional layer of the endometrium, or you can say the sanchaya of the new rajas in the Garbhashaya. So very beautifully Acharyas scientifically they have explained the Apavruta, why we have to give during the Artavakala. That is because of the Apagata Sanchita Rajo Rupa Avarana. It is devoid of, the Garbhashaya is devoid of the Sanchita Rajo Rupa. उस आवरण से रहित है, इसलिए we have to give Uttaravasti during the Artavakala. So Artavakala is mentioned for achievement of Garbhasnehana. Consequently, the purpose is to conquer the Vata quickly and to achieve the Garbha. And why during Artavakala? It is Apagata. I have explained in the previous slide. Sanchita Rajarupa Avarana, Rajas, the functional layer of endometrium that was formed during the previous cycle. So that means it is devoid of the functional layer. So the other indications for the Uttaravasti in case of the Yoni Vyapat. So it is the part of the first line of treatment in Yoni Vyapat. You can see here, Viseshena Etoditam Uttaravastischa. And in case of the Raktagulma Chikitsa also, Uttaravasti, these are the specific indications. In the previous slides, I have explained the general indications given in the Siddhisthana, and these are the specific indications described at specific diseases. So here, in case of the specific disease, Raktagulma Chikitsa Uttaravasti is indicated with Pipalyadigrita, and in Mutra Shegata, Raktapitta Uttaravasti is indicated. Mutra Kruchra Chikitsa, Vataja, Pittaja Mutra Kruchra, it is indicated, and Sneha Dravya are suggested in majority of the conditions to use, and Sneha is also considered as suitable form of Uttaravasti by Susruta. So this, he was explaining about the importance of this Sneha. So there he explained that Snehasaro ayam purushaha. Purusha is the Snehasara. So pranascha sneha bhuishtaha. Prana is also sneha bhuishtaha. And sneha sadhyascha bhavanti. Sneho hi pana anuvasana. So in this sloka you can see here Siravasti Uttaravasti. So Uttaravasti, the suitable drug suggested by the Susrita is the sneha. That is, you can use the taila or gruta in. Of course, he has also explained Niruha Uttaravasti also, and to use the Kashaya Dravya. So drugs are Jivani Ganasadita Taila suggested. Uttaravasti with Jivani Ganasadita Taila in case of the Kapha Vata Jayoni Vapad, Acharana Vipulita Prakcharana, etc. And Dashamula Tribrut Kwata Siddha Sneha in cases of the Udavarta Yoni Vapad, Tribur Sneha, and Yoni Shula in cases of the Yoni Shula, Satapaka, Sahasrapaka, Sukumara Taila, Bala Taila, Sirisha Taila suggested to use. So mechanism of action in Vataja, Yoni Vapad. So if you consider, if we consider as an endometriosis, then this review, there's a study carried out to review the molecular mechanisms governing the progesterone and estrogen signaling, supporting endometrial function and how they become dysregulated in endometriosis. E2, that is estradiol 2, induces epithelial proliferation to build endometrial thickness and during the secondary. So the first phase is dominant by the estrogen, and the second phase the progesterone. When the tightly regulated balance of epithelial stromal P4 and E2 signaling is lost, P4 resistance and E2 dominance are prone and potentially leading to uterine disease such as endometriosis. So when you are giving the Uttaravasti, these signalings are set right. So this endometriosis, even the externa can be cured. And the other modern indication for Uttaravasti is the Asherman's syndrome. So this altogether it is a new the disease entity, I can say, because DNC procedure was not there in the ancient times. So this means the vigorous DNC was not undertaken during those times. With the advent of the anesthesia and in the modern setup, so when they are doing into the endometrium, so that is the Asherman syndrome is the result of that severe injury because of the repeated or the aggressive curettage or endometritis, so causing the dysfunction of the endometrial regeneration process. So in these cases also we can start giving the Uttaravasti because fibrotic tissue is forming there, fibrotic endometrium. So in that case, you can use the fibrolytic drugs or the Ksharataila, etc. there, intrauterine installation of Uttaravasti. So this you can break down the fibrotic endometrium and allow or separate even the signals that are given by the progesterone and estrogen at appropriate times. So this allows the regeneration of the tissue regeneration in cases of the endometriosis. Platelet-rich plasma was studied whether it is promoting the tissue regeneration in patients with various clinical conditions, including ulcers, burns, etc. in the modern science. And the same study they have taken up even in the Asherman's syndrome. So here what I mean to say is the modern people also started giving the intrauterine installations, different drugs like the platelet-rich plasma. They have started infusing intrauterine installation to promote the growth of the proper endometrium in cases of the Asherman syndrome. So what are the prerequisites for the Uttaravasti? So patient should be admitted to the hospital. don't do it at the level of the OPD, because some patients, for their convenience sake, they ask us to perform at OPD level, because don't allow them for the OPD level to undergo procedure, because post-operative or the post-Uttarvasti complications may occur when they reach home, and they may blame us. And even sometimes that may be critical, and so that may damage the patient. So it is always preferable to admit the patient in the hospital. Advise the patient to take food during the course prior to the Uttarvasti procedure. Snehana Svedanan with the Dashamula or Balataila can be performed, and administer the Anvasana Niruhavasti prior to the Uttarvasti. Written consent should be. Now we are in the wake of NABH, etc. So written to protect the rights of the patients even. Bladder must be empty, parts to be prepared. Procedure. These are the instruments we can use. You give the names of Ayurveda or the modern. So I think everybody knows about all these instruments. There's nothing specific in this. If you don't want to use the betadine and Savlan, you can go the Gruta Taila autoclaved and use it for the local painting also. Or else you can go for the vaginal wash before performing the vaginal wash with the Trifla Kashaya, Spatikavasma, adding Tankana, etc. Wash it, and then you can proceed for the Uttarvasti. And you get it autoclave done, whatever the Thaila or Gruta suggested there, and keep it warm at the time of the procedure, because with a warm temperature, you have to instill the intrauterine installation of the oil. So this is the explanation about the procedure, how much length we have to insert the Vastinetra, and what is the position of the patient during performing the Vastinetra. Very clear position, etc. Are described in Ayurvedic texts, and we may read in the clinical methods, this is the position, that is the position, but the positions are there in Ayurveda, very much appropriately described for each and every procedure. So my presentation is with the Yoni Marga Uttarvasti, that is specifically about the intrauterine installation of the oil or the Gruta. I am not dealing in this present with the Niruha Uttarvasti, and not about the Mutra Marga Uttarvasti, and not for the Mutra Marga indications. Very straightforward. I'm going to deal with the Yoni Marga, that is Apatya Marga, and for the gynecological indications. So wait for 1 or 2 days also, even after cessation of the menstrual bleeding. You can start on the preferably 7th day of the menstruation, and can be done on alternate days. Usually the 3 sittings we perform almost all over the India. This is the method adopted. On alternate alternate days, 3 sittings done for 3 cycles usually, depending upon the indication. You can select 2 cycles you want to give, 1 cycle, or the 3 cycles, or even you can extend up to the 6 cycles. In consequent cycles you can administer, there is no problem. We administer even for the 6 months also, or the 6 consecutive cycles also, depending upon the severity of the disease. Majority of the tubal black cases, the complete black cases, we need to give 6 months even. So there is absolutely no harm if you perform for the 6 cycles also. So you may opt for the Yogavasti before that, depending upon if the patient is infertility. So there, in such cases, you can go for the prior Yogavasti followed by the Uttarvasti you can give, or simply you can perform this Sneha Vedana before the procedure and you can proceed for the Uttaravasti. Patient should be in lithotomy position. You have to confirm the size, shape and position of the uterus by manual examination, and then painting will be done, draping, and then you can insert the SIM speculum to visualize the vaginal canal and the cervix. So here the position I was telling that Shastra is very clear. It is our understanding, our execution. We are lagging in the execution part, I believe, majority of the Ayurvedic practitioners. First of all, we don't believe in this. If we believe also, we believe that we can perform in the tubal black. But we have to start believing in every indication you can perform the Uttaravasti given in the Shastra. So here the position, Urdhva Janvau, Striyo Dadyad Uttanayai Vichakshanaha Samyak Prapidaye Dyonim Dadyat. So here the patient should lie down with the flexed thighs but knees upward, Urdhva Janvau. So catch the cervix with the help of the valsalum and check the position and the length of the uterus with the uterine sound. Then sound is your first dilator. So dilate it gradually with the help of the uterine sound. If necessary, means in some Suchi Vaktra, some cases of the infertility, in those cases you may need, but you are performing this for the in multipara with the gynecological disorders, then in that case, usually you don't need dilatation of the cervix, simply IUI cannula will enter, so no need of dilatation in those cases. So here, after confirming the size and length, then you can proceed for the insertion of the IUI cannula, or you can use the different numbers of the nasogastric tubes also. In the previous times, we used to use the nasogastric tubes, 9 number, etc. But now in NIA, we use the IUI cannula for the instillation of the oil into the uterine cavity. So you get the sterile one. So then the medicated Ghruta oil, Falagruta, Dhanvantaram Thailam, whatever you selected or indicated in that disease should be injected very slowly with the sterile syringe. Load the syringe, expel the air bubbles from the IUI cannula and keep ready for the injection. What is the optimum quantity of oil? See, the volume of uterus is the 1.7 cc. So in nulliparous women, 2.5 ml, the volume of the uterus, there you can use the 2.5 ml. In parous women, 5 ml can be used. And to fill the IUI cannula, you require around 0.5 to 1 ml in between the oil. So thus, the total quantity required here is the 5 to 7 ml of the oil you can take. So in cases of the tubal black, you can enhance further this oil quantity. So thus, you ensure reaching of the oil to the even the tubes. Approximate pressure required in the syringe is the in between the 150 to 190 mm of Hg, and the drops per minute 5 ml, that is 150 drops oil requires 1 minute 25 seconds. So in the previous slide, I told that very gradually, very slowly and gradually you have to instill the oil into the uterine cavity. So if you want to pump this oil through the syringe, through IUI cannula, it needs, for 5 ml, it needs 1 minute 25 seconds. So when you want to push the 10 ml of the oil, in cases of the tubal black, the duration will be more than this. So you may take around 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, you have to push the oil very slowly. and the maintaining the pressure of 150 between 150 to 190 mm of Hg. And in cases of the Pitta Prakriti, the oil temperature may be maintained between 38 to 40 degrees, and the Vata and Kapha Prakriti, you may maintain the 41 degrees, because the Ushna Kamikva nature of the Vata and Kapha Prakriti people, and since Pitta Prakriti, they do not tolerate the temperature, so you can keep bit low the temperature in these cases. And the oil must be instilled in a graduated manner, remember. So Snehika Uttaravasti Pramanam Shastra, the Pramana of the oil is indicated, but finally they told that you can decide on your own whichever the Pramana you want to instill, you can use it. This Pramana, Prasruta, etc. can be considered for the Mutra Marga Uttaravasti. And even when some people are practicing in India, in some colleges, I have seen that they simply push the oil in the vaginal canal, keeping the patient in the lithotomy position. So in such cases, you may select this 48 ml or the 96 ml of the oil or the Mutra Marga Uttaravasti. But when the case of the Apatya Marga, so according to the volume of the uterus, we can go ahead limiting ourselves to the 10 ml of the quantity of the oil or the gruta, like the falagruta, etc. So in case of the Garbhashaya Vishuddhi, the Sneha Dviguna Matra is suggested to take. And this is about the Niruha Uttaravasti Pramanam. So I believe Dviprasrutam can be used in the Mutra Marga and the Prasruta also. It is indicating the Kvata Pramana there, not the oil, I believe. Or if it is there for oil also, that may be there for the Mutra Marga, but not the Apatya Marga Uttaravasti nahi hai. So there is a study they have carried out to fix the volume of the uterus. This is that study reference of this study. They have done a fluoroscopic study to know the potential capacity of the human uterine cavity. And what are the precautions that we have to take? I explained under the procedure that we have to instill the oil or gruta in a very slow manner. The gruta should be lukewarm, that is between the 38 to 40 degrees centigrade, and necessary to confirm the syringe should not contain any air bubble. Syringe along with the cannula should be made free from air bubbles by pushing gruta before administration to ensure absence of air. The reason is entry of air into the uterus may cause the abdominal pain, explained in Ayurveda, but may cause the air embolism. That is the mechanism there. So the complications are the Vasti Vyapat when Vasti Datta. If I'm not going to deal with all the faults in the Vasti Putaka, Netra, etc. The some this appear more relevant to me while giving the Apatya Marga Vasti. So majority of the times, the fault of the Vasti Data, the giver of Uttarvasti, the physician. So these are the below given complications. Air or contents mixed with the air with the fluid of the Uttaravasti. So that will cause the colic and piercing type of pain and embolism. And a fast induction of the nozzle. Vasti netra bahut hi sheghra induce kar diya. So that may cause the local distress and distress in waist and the shanks. Injection with the intermittent pressure means all similar pressure. So when you are injecting the Vasti with the intermittent pressure, then distress in chest, heat and malaise in thighs is described in Samhitas. In introduction of nozzle with the shaking hand, local burning, that will cause the local burning and the internal heat generation. Patient may feel the heat. And fast induction what causes the swelling there. Fast induction causes the swelling at the local region. So what happens with these, the complications, what is the mechanism there? The patient may go into sometimes vasovagal syncope, and due to common autonomic reflex involving the cardiovascular system. So there are somatic splanchnic flexes are there, and vagus nerve is involved in this. So through the vagus nerve mediation, there may be bradycardia, cardio inhibitory response, and hypotension. So likely mediated by the parasympathetic activation and sympathetic inhibition. So when you are doing these faults while giving the apatya marga uttaravasti, so then the patient may go into vasovagal syncope. So how can we prevent this? The first thing is, of course, before taking the patient into the labor room, then counseling should be done to the patient, what you are going to do. She may be educated or not, but explain her the procedure, what you are going to do there, and what are the benefits that she is going to get with this Uttaravasti. In majority of the times, what happens, people are not familiar with our procedures. So they may get afraid what we are going to do. It appear crude to them that injection of the oil into the uterus may appear crude to them. Doctors, they come to treatment for infertility or AMH related causes. If you explain this, they may not believe it and they run away. But in case of the general patients, when they are coming for your treatment and regularly under your follow-up, then counseling, you have to do that counseling and explain what are you going to there. Keep cool their psyche, and you can avoid some of these complications. But with a specific to the vasovagal syncope, what we do is practice tilting of table immediately after pushing of the oil. After completion of the pushing of the oil, we tilt the table and keep the head and low. So this we can prevent the vasovagal syncope, and even the proper entry of the oil into the uterine cavity also helpful with the tilting of the table. Even the modern people, they have suggested tilt testing to help prevent the heart rate and blood pressure responses that occur spontaneously. So this is the parasympathetic innervation through the pelvic splanchnic nerves to the uterus, and this is the parasympathetic and sympathetic innervation directly through the pelvic nerves here. And what are the advice we have to give to the women? At the time of discharge, patient should be advised to avoid sexual intercourse during the Uttaravasti course, to avoid heavy work, exercise, continuous standing position, means long standing, cold substance, use of the cold substances, and heavy meals to avoid. These are the instructions we have to suggest to the patient. And to take Patyakara Ahara, congenial diet, to avoid traveling, speaking in high-pitched voice, grief, and daytime sleeping should be avoided by the patient. So these are the advices you must give to the patient. So in Ayurvedic Shastra, the Patya or the follow Ahara Vihara are as equal as the procedure. If the patient is not following this, the result you may not get, and sometimes complications may arise. So how these drugs act, whatever you are instilling through the cervix into the uterine cavity. So many drugs are there, but when you are giving the oil, what oil is doing there, that I try to explain through a study carried out at some western side. They have carried out an essay they have done on the possible effect of essential oil constituents on the receptors involved in women's hormonal health and reproductive system diseases. a list of 265 volatile small molecules, mainly monoterpenes and the sesquiterpenes, previously reported from hydrosols, are essential oils for women's hormonal conditions they have studied. So around 265 volatile molecules they have selected. These receptors included, means the studied receptors are estrogen, progesterone, androgen, etc. They have taken for the study to know the effect of these volatile oil, essential oils. So overall, among different 265 ligands, only about 23 molecules they have showed reasonable